Right. Okay. So before that, let me share this with you guys. Just created the tracker for all of you. Okay. So this tracker will have 4 pages. Okay. This tracker will have 4 pages. The first page, I have added the tasks that we are covering in the class. Okay. So you have to mark this. Everyone has to mark this in case, see, for example, this is the first task. Softwares received and downloaded, you have to confirm. Okay. If you received and if you downloaded, you have to mark this as done. Right? Clear, guys? Like that, for every task, you have to mark it as the state. In case if it is in progress, mark it as in progress. Okay. In case if you stuck at any point while downloading, I am stuck, so that I can follow up this and I can check who are all practicing the concepts and all. So it's for my tracking purpose, who are all practicing, who are all not practicing. If someone stuck at any point, so that I can easily track them, I can help them. So for that purpose, I just created this tracker. I didn't give access to anyone till now. It's just created. Okay. Just now it was created. So I'll give the access after this class, so that you have to mark the state. Oracle VirtualBox installation and VM creation. If you completed these tasks, mark this as done. If you are doing it, mark this as in progress. If you are not started, mark this as not started. And okay, if you stuck at any point while installing the virtual box and all, just select this, I am stuck. Okay, so that I can help you on that, guys. Okay, is it clear? Like that, these are the tasks. These are all these tasks we are going to cover one by one. So till now, I hope we covered up to this. Okay, SQL Server installation. Yeah, SQL Server and SSMS installation. Till now, we covered these 4 points, guys. Till now, forget about all these things. In future, we are going to cover those things. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so till now, the first 4 boxes, mark the status, guys. What is the status and all? Just mark it, whether you started or not started, whether you stuck at any point, whether you are currently working on it. Okay, just mark the status so that I can easily track each and every one. Okay, that is the first thing. And the second page is assignments also. Okay, so like install SQL Server named instance, these are some assignments. Whatever we covered till now, just mark those things only. Forget about the things that we didn't cover till now. Okay, so Sharmuk, we didn't cover this one. Yes, I know. Okay, so whatever we covered till now, just mark those things only, guys. Don't cover extra and all. Don't mark extra. Okay, assignments and all. So this is tracker page, this is assignment space, and troubleshooting in case if you stuck at any point or you are getting some errors. Okay. The complete error information you have to paste it here. Or you can go down and you can just, these are the previous batch 53 tracker. So I just make a copy of that so that you can see some of the things, you can see some of the errors and the troubleshooting steps, how to troubleshoot those errors. And also I just created a troubleshooting page so that in case if someone's stuck at any point or someone is getting error, they can copy paste the whole error information here and they can just, okay, solution. What is the solution? If you know the solution, just add it here. If you don't know, Google it and add it here. Okay. So who is facing this issue? Like the guy who is facing the issue, you can just name your, you can add your name here. And sometimes, say for example, here Srikanth is facing issue, but Sudhakar helped him to Sudhir helped him to fix that issue. Okay. So in the team itself, you can help each other. So if Srikanth is facing this issue, Sudhir checked the error. Okay, this is the solution. Okay, so he just gave a solution. So opened by means who is facing the issue. Opened by, guys, this is very important. Why? Because in the organization, these terminologies and all you can see in the ticketing tool. Opened by, resolved by. So these are all very important things, guys. Just to make sure you are very close to the real-time environment, I am setting up all these things. It's not required. It's not mandatory actually. Okay, it's a time waste process for me, but I told you, right, this is a complete real-time training. So to move all of you guys to the real-time environment, okay, to come closer to the real-time environment. So I'm setting up all these things. So opened by, resolved by. In case Srikanth is facing the issue and Srikanth only fixes the issue, okay, Kasturi, I'll give you the access. Don't worry. I'll give the access to everyone. No, till now I didn't give access to anyone. This is just a fresh copy. I just created this one. Okay, so after this class, I'll give you the access. You'll get the access. Okay. So opened by and resolved by, you can just mark someone is facing the issue. And if that guy fixed the issue, Srikanth, and Srikanth is facing the issue and someone fixed the issue, you can add his name here. Okay, screenshot, error screenshot is very important. So you can easily track it with the error screenshot and all. Just in case if you if you got any error, just add the screenshot here so that it is, we can track it easily, guys. Okay, we can track the errors easily and all. Okay. Fine. And what else, guys? Screenshot. Yeah, these are the main things. So that this is a keep it handy, guys. Why? Because in the interview, sometimes they will ask you, recently, have you faced any error? They will ask you how to troubleshoot. What kind of error you faced? Tell me how you troubleshooted that error. You can take any of the errors and you can explain them. Clear, guys? So, and not only for that, so while practicing, you will also get the same kind of errors. So you'll stuck at one point. So if you just go through this troubleshooting document so that it is easy to troubleshoot, and you can add, you can contribute to this sheet in case if you see any other errors, extra errors and all, you can just add it to this sheet. This will You will have a lifetime access to this sheet, guys, so that you can keep on adding your errors and also that others can make use of those errors and they can troubleshoot using this troubleshooting sheet. So in case of any extra updates, okay, I'm going to add this is the sheet for in case of any class related updates and all. Okay, so I'm going to add, it's a kind of a update sheet. Okay, updates. Any updates are there related to the class, I'm going to add it here, guys. Any extra updates are there, I'm going to add it here. You can just go through this sheet and all. Okay, like scripts related things and all, I'm going to add it here so that you can just make use of these 4 pages, guys. Okay, after the class, I'll give the access to everyone, those who registered, so that you will get the access and then you can make use of the sheet, guys. Clear? Are we good now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, doubts?
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. Fine, guys. Okay, so let me connect to the server. Okay, so I'm connecting to the server. So in the last class, we discussed about the services and folders that gets created when you install SQL Server. So that is very important. I guess I have also covered how to change the service account, right? Right, guys, how to change the service account and all we
Yes, sir.
just discussed in the last class. Anyone tried changing the service account, guys?
Yes, sir, I tried.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
very good, very good. So is it successful or it's failed? So guys, sometimes
It's
after
successful.
changing the service account, if the password and all is not matching, if the guy, those who are acting as a service account, if he is not a local administrator, you will get the error. What is the error, guys? After changing the service account, the services won't be started, guys. Okay, this is sometimes you'll get this error once you change the service account of the those who are new to this class, in case if it is first class for you guys, please bear with me. Okay, just go through those previous recordings. I just shared you, right, batch 54 playlist in the YouTube. Just go through those previous classes so that you will be comfortable. But as of now, please don't worry. Okay, so once you just completed those 8 videos from the YouTube batch 54, okay, playlist, so that you will be comfortable. So don't worry, guys. I'm just covering what and all things we discussed in the last class, okay, previous classes, and also don't worry, nothing to worry. Right, guys, once you change the service account, there is a chance that the service won't be started, guys. Why? What might be the reason? Any idea? Just now we discussed one reason.
Because that service and not under the domains.
That see, in the organization, every account will be in the domain only. Okay, so what might be the other reason? What might be the other reason? Any idea? Just now we discussed one point, guys. There is a chance that services won't be started in case if you don't do it properly. Okay, so what might be the reason? What is the process? Anyone remember the steps? Anyone remember the steps to create the service account and changing? Yes, Ajay. Very good. You are closer to the answer. What is the process, guys? What are the steps involved in changing the service account? Tell me. Anyone remember those steps? Tell me. Initially, what we will do? Initially, what we will do?
Initially, we create one
We'll
service
create
account.
one user. We'll create one user account
Administrator.
in lusr.mgr.msc, right?
Yes.
lusr.mgr.msc. Next, what is the second step?
We have to give the
Very good.
administrator.
We'll add him into the administrator group. Okay, so this is the service account we just created in the last class. We created this, and then after creating the next step is we'll add that account into the administrators, local administrators group. This is the second important step, very important step. Okay, then what is the last step or third step?
Give the exact password.
Yes, we'll go to the services.msc or configuration manager, go to SQL Server services, go to database engine service, go to the properties of the service, go to the logon phase, and then give the account details, right? Let me show you SQL services, and that too, the main service is this one, right? SQL Server. How to identify the main service? Main service will have only one name, that is SQL Server. Remaining other services will have SQL Server Agent, SQL Server Browser, CAIP, full text. You can see other names, but the main service, the database engine service will have only one name, that is SQL Server. In the brackets, what is this, guys? What is
Named
this?
instance.
Name of the instance. Okay, in the bracket, you can see name of the instance. So what is this instance called? Which instance it is?
The default instance.
Default instance.
If you see MS SQL Server in the brackets, it's a default instance. If you see a name in the brackets, it's a named instance. So I want to change the service account of the named instance. So go to main service of the named instance. This is the main service of the named instance. Double click on that, go to logon page, browse it and add the account here and give the user password here. This password, what is the password, guys? It's not a new password. While creating this account in the lusr.mgr.msc screen, you'll give one password, right? That password you have to give here so that it will validate and it will start the service. There are two reasons that service. See, once you change the service account here, you will click apply and you will click OK. After that, what is the last step? What is the last step, guys?
Have to restart the
Very
service.
good. Very good. We have to restart the service, right? So we have to restart the service. So in case if it is wrong, that means if the password is wrong, the service won't be restarted, guys. It will be stopped. The service won't be started. Even though you are restarting, it won't be started, it will be stopped. So the one reason in case if the services are not starting, what is the reason, guys? What is the reason? One reason can be if the password is not matching or if you give the wrong password, then the services won't be started, guys. Clear, everyone? Is it clear? Second reason.
Yes.
Can anyone guess the second reason?
Maybe the database engine is not running. MS SQL Server.
No. The second reason is in case, see, as it is going to, what is service account? It has to read the data from the disk. It has to write the data to the disk. Disk means what? Drives. Drives means what? Folders. Anyone can enter into the folders. Anyone can read and write the data, guys?
No.
No. If you are a normal account, you cannot read and write the data. You should be able to a local administrator. You should be part of local admin group. If you are not part of local admin group, you cannot read and write the data. That means what? Permission issue. Permission issue. If you don't have, if your service account doesn't have enough permissions, then also the service account, the service won't start it, guys. Is it clear? Everyone, is it clear, guys?
Yes,
There are
clear.
Yes.
one reason can be if the password is not matching or if you give the wrong password, services won't get started. That is one reason. The second reason, if the service account is not part of the local administrator group, then also services won't start, guys. So sometimes there is a chance that you have to change the service account. Sometimes you have to restart the service. Sometimes you will face this issue. So these are the possible reasons in case if the service account is not part of the local administrators group, Or in case if the service account username and password, username is correct only. Why? Because without giving a correct username, it won't take. But in case the password is not matching, if you give the wrong password, in such scenario also SQL Server won't be started, guys. So it's important, it's mandatory to restart the SQL Server. Then only, okay, it will take the new SQL Server service account. Otherwise, it will still use the old service account only. Right? Fine, guys. Are we good now? Okay, so I just added that also, that task also in the tracker. So in case if anyone is completed, just mark this as done. If you are doing currently, you can make it as a in progress, guys. Okay. So let's continue. So in the last class, we discussed about the services and folders that gets created when you install the SQL Server. And we have also discussed how to install the Management Studio. What is Management Studio? How to install the Management Studio? How to download the Management Studio. So this also we covered in the last class, guys. Okay, this also we covered in the last class. So let me open the running nodes. I hope everyone is having access to these notes, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Right. Sometimes you will get this question, guys. User is not able to connect to the SQL Server. Okay. Our SQL Server is not connecting. Our application is not able to connect to the SQL Server. What might be the reason? Right? Connection issues. Very important interview question. Okay, so user is not able to connect, our application is not able to connect, our SQL Server is not connecting. What might be the reason? These are all the reasons that we covered in the last class, guys. Okay, enough. Lot of reasons, around 8 reasons we covered. Hardly we can remember 3 or 4 reasons. Okay, there is a chance that people can ask sometimes in the interview. People can ask, guys. So these are the possible reasons in case while connecting to the in the last class also we discussed it, right? When we are connecting to the SQL Server, we got that error. SQL Server network connectivity error, we got it, right? So I'll show you that error again. So nothing to worry. Okay, so these are all the possible reasons in case if SQL Server is not connecting, or in case if you are getting any errors while connecting to the SQL Server, or application is not connecting to the SQL Server. These are the possible reasons, guys. These are the possible reasons. So where is that Management Studio? 2 types of services. Okay, specific and I guess SQL Server Management Studio. Okay. So let's just a brief about the Management Studio, guys. We will discuss Management Studio here today. SQL Server Management Studio what is SQL Server Management Studio, guys? It's a tool which will help you to connect to the running instances. What is that? To connect to the running instances. If the server is stopped, if the SQL Server is stopped, you cannot connect, guys, in the Management Studio. SQL Server is simply a tool which will help you to connect to the running instances. So without Management Studio, can we connect to the SQL Server, guys?
No, sure.
No.
No.
No? Paka? No?
No, sir.
No? Suresh?
No.
No?
No. No,
No,
sir.
no, 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 no.
No.
No. Almost.
Yes, no.
Yes,
We
no.
cannot.
We cannot. Okay, fine. Answer is we can. Okay, we can. There is an option called SQL CMD. What is that, guys? SQL CMD. SQL command. Okay, so using command prompt also we can connect to SQL Server. But the GUI version is Management Studio only. If you want GUI version, command version, you should know all the commands. It's not comfortable for us. Why we have selected SQL Server? Because no need to remember any commands, queries, scripts and all. That's why, right, everyone came to SQL Server. Again, if I ask you to remember the queries and all, it's very difficult. So using GUI, we can connect to the SQL Server. For that, one tool will help you. The tool name is called SQL Server Management Studio. Using command also we can connect. That is called SQL CMD. For that, you need lot of queries, commands and all you have to remember. So it's not mandatory to remember SQL CMD commands and all. If we have SSMS, sometimes SSMS won't be there, or sometimes we have to restart the SQL server using command prompt and all. So you should know basic, very basic of SQL CMD. I'll show you very basic of SQL CMD, how to connect to the SQL server using command prompt and all. Very basic you should know, but we don't continue, guys. Why? Because in the organization we don't use SQL CMD regularly. In case if something happened to SSMS, then only the last option will use SQL CMD, but those commands and all you can Google it and you can get it, guys. It's not an issue. But in two ways, using two tools, we can connect to SQL Server. One GUI tool is SSMS Management Studio, and one CUI Command User Interface. One CUI tool is your SQL CMD, which is your command prompt. Okay, so Management Studio will help you to connect to the running instances. It's a tool, or we can call it as a client server model. Every application will have client server model, right? Every application will have client server model. So this is how it will work. Management Studio is a tool or client, you can call it. SSMS introduced from SQL Server 2005, guys. Before SSMS, we have one more tool called Query Analyzer. So up to SQL Server 2016, SSMS is inbuilt tool. So with the SQL Server installation itself, SSMS will be installed up to SQL Server version 2016. From 2017 onwards, it was separated. So you have to download the Management Studio separately and you have to install it separately. From 2016 or 2017, it was separated and you have to download it and you have to install separately, guys. I hope you know how to download Management Studio. In the last class we discussed, and I hope you know how to install the Management Studio. That also discussed in the last class. Very simple. Go to Google, type SQL Server Management Studio, download SQL Server Management Studio from that Microsoft website, and then copy that SSMS to the server where you want to install. In the organization, no need to download every time, guys. I told you, right? In the organization, we'll have a shared path. Using the shared path, once you download it, you can keep it in the shared location and you can directly open the shared location in the server. Why? Because in the organization, servers won't have internet connection to download it directly in the server. So you have to download it and keep it in the shared location, and you have to go to the server, open that shared location, copy the SSMS tool from that shared location, install it. I hope everyone knows how to install Management Studio. It's very simple. Open the setup file with run as administrator, and then you will get a install button. Just click on install so that SSMS will be installed, guys. Okay, right? And we have also discussed about the challenges of SSMS, right? Lower version, higher version. You can install multiple copies of Management Studios in the Windows machine. In a single Windows server, you can install multiple copies of Management Studio, lower version, higher version. So there are some challenges with the Management Studio lower version and higher versions, guys. So we have covered all these things in the last class. Just go through it. So how many of you download and install the Management Studio, guys? How many of you download and install the Management Studio? No one? Very,
1 minute.
Done it, sir.
I did it.
Done.
very
I
good.
did it.
Done, Shambu, done.
Hardly 5 to 10 members, I guess, right? Download and install Management Studio. We have almost 15 days gap when compared to the last class, okay? But not sure about others, okay? So please, guys, please don't skip the practice. It's very difficult in case if you skip one topic also, okay? Right, once you download and installed, that will be fine. Sometimes what people will do, again, they will open the same setup file, okay? If you open the same setup file, you will get this option. Why? Because people will come back to me, hey, Shanmukh, I'm getting this error when I'm opening the SSMS. What error they will get? What you are trying to open? You are opening the setup file. Setup file means what? It will help you to install the
Again, it's
management.
asking repair and all.
Right. It will help you to install the Management Studio. Correct? Already you installed the Management Studio and again you are opening the same setup file. What it will tell you? Hey, already Management Studio is there in this machine. So what you want me to do the previous Management Studio? You want me to repair or you want to uninstall? So these two options we can see. Let me show you that also. Why? Because very common in every batch, people will come back to me, hey Shanmukh, I'm getting error while installing Management Studio. Hey, what error? Can you please show me the screenshot? Then they will show you this screenshot, guys. Okay, the one that it is going to populate now. Okay, it will come. It is still loading. So they will show that screenshot. Then I'll tell you one thing. Hey, you have already installed Management Studio in that machine. Again, you're trying to install. So that's why it's already there, right? It is trying to repair or uninstall. Don't do that. So once you install the Management Studio using this, you can see here setup file. Don't again open the setup file, guys. Once it's done, don't again open. You can see this error, these options. You don't see install button, repair, uninstall, and the close button. Why? Already installed, right? That's why you can see these options. If you don't install, you can see install button here. Clear, guys? Right? I'm just closing this. And how to open the Management Studio? Very simple. Click on this Windows button. Once you installed, click on the Windows button. You can type SSM. You can type, guys. So if you type SSM, just type SSM. Okay? No need to type SSMS. Just type SSM. Right. If you type SSM, you will get it. You will get the Management Studio. It is very slow. Just a minute. Huh? Right. Okay. You can see, right? So once you just type it. Dimitri, I'm getting some echo sound, Dimitri. Please be muted in case if you don't have questions. Right. Right. So if you just type SSM, okay, you can see it will be populated like this. SQL Server Management Studio desktop app. Just click on this desktop app so that it will be okay. It will open, guys. Okay, just click on that Management Studio. It will open. Right. So using this Management Studio, what we can do, guys, we can connect to the SQL Server. Okay. Using this Management Studio, what we can do, we can connect to the SQL servers that are running in that Windows machine. Okay. Let me check the resources. Resource utilization. Server is too slow. Right. Okay. It's opening, guys. Just give me a minute. Don't worry, guys. I'll explain all these things, what I'm doing currently. Okay. Don't worry. I'm just making sure the resources has to come down so that the server will be somewhat fast. In my local laptop, some other applications are running, so I'm trying to kill those applications. That's it. I'm not doing any other things.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, when we were installing the server and giving name to the instance, so multiple times I have failed to installing that in the last because
What?
I was a different name to it
See, if there
again.
is a, yeah, yeah, if there is a naming issue in the same screen itself, it will stop you. It don't allow you to go to the last step and then don't allow you to click on install button if there is any naming issue. So I don't think that is
No,
a naming issue.
no, sir, I was reaching on final stage because, but
That's
just
what.
I'm
See,
not.
if you are reaching on final stage means that is not a naming issue, something else. Why? Because
Okay.
if it is really a naming issue on the same screen itself, it will stop you. Say, for example, you gave the name with some extra special characters, right? You know, right? Only two special characters will allow, dollar
Yes,
and
yes.
underscore. If you are giving some other extra special character like spaces and all, it don't allow you to go to the next step. Okay, so surely it is not a naming issue. Something else that
Okay, but sir, after 6 attempts, when I have given batch 54 underscore NI, it was successful. I don't know why.
Strange.
And sir, second problem is that finally my C drive is showing red bar.
Yeah,
Means
that is true. That is sometimes why because you installed almost 5 6 times, right? So some components are installed even though they are failed, even though the fifth attempts, the five
Mhm.
attempts are
Yes,
failed. Some extra components are installed, so that's why your C drive is completely full. But that's okay. We
yes.
can manage that. We can uninstall the components, okay, so that we can manage it, not an issue. But just go through the summary.txt file. In the last class we discussed, right? In case if the installation is failed where to
Hmm.
check and all we discussed in the last class. So summary.txt file, just check it what it is
Yes,
showing.
yes, I have. No, sir, I have checked it, but I don't know why it was failing. Means
Okay, so
I,
is it failing for a specific component or all the components are failing?
main three which we take
Database engine and replication, full text. These three are failing.
context.
Just go through the, even though the installation is done, you can still see
Hmm.
the previous summary.txt files or detail.txt file or event viewer application logs. You can still go through it and you can just check it and send me the information. Okay, I'll just check it. What might be the reason? Okay.
And sir, I need help to delete, uninstall this
No
phase.
problem. Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy. It's very easy. Okay, you can go to control panel and double click on that. You'll get uninstall button. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
normally other softwares how you will uninstall. Same way, right? Other softwares you'll uninstall, go to control panel and which software you want to uninstall, right click on that, you will uninstall. In the same way, here also, go to the control panel. I'll show you. There is a separate class, but uninstallation will be the last class. Okay, the
okay.
last class will be the
Okay.
uninstallation
Means
class.
that we have to go in our server control panel, not in
Correct.
local.
No, 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 no. Where you install, there only you have to go. Okay, if you
Understood.
keep your keys in the what I can say living room, you cannot search in the bedroom, right? Right? Where you install in the server you install, so you have to open server control panel. Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, right. Fine, guys. When you open SSMS, you will get the screen like this. Okay, so this is called Management Studio screen. 1 minute, I'm just checking the resources. Is- What is taking extra CPU and memory? I'm just checking it. Yeah, I just know this is fine. Right, okay, chalo, no issues. Right, so when you open SSMS, okay, guys, listen carefully. When you open SSMS, you can see the screen like this. Okay, when you open SSMS, you can see the screen like this. Okay, so what we have to do here? What we have to do here? So here, if you see, this is a pop-up that you will get it automatically. By mistake, in case if this pop-up is not coming or someone by mistake it's just cancelled or closed, then you can just click on this connect button. Okay, then also you will get the same. Sometimes it will be closed automatically. You will worry where to check how to open and all. Just click on the connect button and again you will get the same kind of screen. So what type of server you want to connect? I want to connect to the, as a DBA, our primary work will be on the database engine only. Okay, if you just click on this database engine, you can still see analysis, reporting, integration services and all. But as a DBA, our primary work will be on database engine only. So make sure database engine is selected. In case if you want to connect to analysis services, reporting services and all, you can click on this server type and you can select the drop down items and all so that you can connect to that particular component. Right? So this is the first component. Next, I want to connect, see in this batch, I can see in this class, I can see 32 people. In case if I want to call someone, I have to call with their name, right? For example, I want to call Pallavi. Pallavi, I'll just call Pallavi. So I should know the name, Nagireddy. I should know the name, or Josh. I have to use their name to connect with them, right? In the same way, I have two instances in this box. In this server, Windows server, I have two instances installed. One is default, one is named instance. So two instances are installed in this box. So there are two participants in this machine. So I want to connect to one participant, which is one SQL server. So what I have to do, guys? I have to give the name to which instance you want to connect. Is it clear, guys? Server name? Is it clear, everyone? Server name. Yeah. So I have to, in the second section, in the second section, I have to give the server name. Which server name? Database engine. Hey, that's okay. You want to connect to database engine, that's fine. But which instance database engine you want to connect? Okay, so that name you have to give here under server name section. If it is default instance, what name we have to give, guys? You have to give the computer name. If it is named instance, you have to give the computer name backslash instance name. Clear, guys? This computer name will act as a family name, surname, first name. It will act as your computer name for named instances. For named instances, it will act as a, for example, imagine we have two Kasturis here. Okay, imagine we have two Kasturis here. So how can I represent them? Using the family name. Kasturi Nishal. One name is Kasturi Nishal. Another name can be Kasturi Vishal. So I can see the names of the family. So using that family name, I can recognize them in the same way. Named instances, I can install 49 in this machine. But every time I have to give the computer name. For example, batch 54 underscore NI I installed in this machine, guys. In another machine also I can install same name, right? Same instance, right? So how can I represent now? So the complete name for named instance is computer name backslash batch 54 NI. So in this scenario, the computer name is, imagine, DBE last three letters, okay? DBE backslash batch 54 underscore NI. This is one named instance in this machine. In the other machine, in case if we have another Windows machine, in that also if you install batch 54 underscore NI, so in the machine name will be changed, right? Same machines won't be existed in the same environment, right? So something, it's DBE, right? That is BDE backslash batch 54 underscore NI. So what I mean to say, this computer name will act as a family name. Clear, guys? Clear?
So one question.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, sir. If one computer has two same name instance, it is possible.
No, not possible, Vasturi. You cannot give again same name in the same Windows machine. Okay, so that is not possible. Don't allow.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Clear, guys, everyone? So computer name will always act as a family name. So, okay, this named instance belongs to this computer. We can easily identify, okay, this named instance in which machine we installed. Okay, in this machine we installed. We can easily identify, guys. So that is your server name, guys. Are we good now? Database engine and server name, server type and server name. Are we good now, guys?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Now authentication we'll discuss in the security class. So don't worry, guys. So I'm connecting to this instance now. Let's see whether we are able to connect or not. Let's try to connect. Let's see whether we are able to connect or we'll get the error. So now, yes, if you are getting the screen Like this, we are able to connect. This is a successful connection. In case if you are not able to connect, I'll just give you one example. What kind of error we will get it? In case, okay, connection issues. I told you, right, connection issues. In case if user is not able to connect, what might be the reasons, guys? If user is
Wrong
not
server, wrong
very good.
username.
Very good. If user is not able to connect, what might be the possible reasons? If user or application are not able to connect, what might be the possible reason? You will see the error now. What kind of error you will get it now? You will see it will populate the error now. So in case if user is not able to connect, there might be lot of reasons. One reason can be, see, this kind of error you will get it, a network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing the SQL connection. So as a DBA, what is the primary, what I can say, guys? Primary goal you should have, guys. As a DBA, what is mandatory to everyone? Very good.
Read the
Okay.
error.
Yes.
Patience to read the error message.
Yes, you have to read the error completely in that error message itself. You can see the hint how to troubleshoot, how to fix it. See, here also it is saying the same. A network related or instance specific error occurred while establishing a connection to SQL Server. The server was not found or was not accessible. Correct. What is the reason? Verify that the instance name is correct. This is one reason. And that SQL Server is configured to allow remote connections. It is giving you two hints, guys. One hint is verify the instance name is correct or not. And the second hint is whether it was configured for remote connections or not, allowed for remote connections or not. I'll show you how to enable this remote connections and all. So these are some possible reasons, and we have also covered 8 possible reasons. Okay, in our running notes, we have also covered 8 possible reasons. What are all the reasons that the connection issues you might face the connection issues? Okay. So these are all the 8 possible reasons. If the SQL Server is in stopped state, then also it cannot connect. You cannot connect to SQL Server. If the server name is wrong, then also you cannot connect. If any network issues are there, then also you cannot connect to SQL Server. If the resource crunch like high CPU, high memory, huge blockings, TempDB, I'll tell you what is blocking, what is TempDB contention. Any drives, data drive, log drive, I'll tell you guys. All these reasons I'll tell you. Okay, then also SQL Server won't be connected. Any firewall issue, any port issues. If you don't have enough permissions also, you cannot connect. Verify remote connections are enabled or not. So in case if someone is coming to you, hey, I cannot connect to SQL Server. So what you have to do, guys, initially, immediately, what you have to do? If someone comes to you, someone joined with the name of Dell. Narayan Reddy. Narayana. Oh, Narayana. Narayan Reddy. Always this guy is creating a problem. 1 minute, huh? Just a minute, guys. Right, okay. Fine, guys. Okay. So let me change this to Narayana. Narayana. Done. Okay. Chalo, guys. So in case if someone is coming to you, hey, I'm unable to connect to the SQL server, what you have to do immediately, guys? What you have to do?
First, we will check the
Check
instance
the
After
name.
name.
yeah, is he
Mhm.
getting?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
If remote connection is enabled or not.
No. No.
We
First
will go
thing.
to
First thing that you have to
configuration
do.
manager.
First thing that you have to do. First thing that you have
Read the error.
First
You have
thing
to
that you have
read.
to do.
Yeah,
You
you
are
have to
closer to the answer. You are closer to the
read
answer.
there.
You are closer to the answer. In case if someone is coming to you, hey, I'm unable to connect to the SQL server, what you have to ask? What you have to ask?
Service is stopped.
What is the
No,
error?
no,
Permissions.
no. What is
What
the error?
error
What
is
is the error?
showing?
What is the error? What is the error? You have to ask that first.
Network related error.
It can be a network related error. It can be a permission issue. If it is permission issue, see, I'll show you. I'll show you 1 minute. This is the correct only. Imagine this is like this only. This is correct instance only. I'm able to connect now. You can see. And I am trying to connect. Okay. User is connecting like this, something like Suresh. Suresh. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Now also, now Suresh is trying to connect. Suresh is a user. He's trying to connect. Is he able to connect, guys? Is he able to connect? No.
No.
Now also it is throwing the error, but last error is different, this error is different. Right? So if someone is coming to you, hey, I'm unable to connect to the SQL server, means you cannot directly go and check all the 8 reasons. First ask the error. What error you are getting? It is clearly showing login failed for user. That means what is this error called? This is a permission error. This Suresh is not having enough permissions to connect to the SQL server. Instead of time wasting, instead of checking all the 8 corners, first ask the error. So if it is clearly getting like this, login failed for user, you can tell them, hey Suresh, you don't have permissions to connect. Or might be you are giving wrong username. Or might be you are giving wrong password. Or might be you don't have enough permissions. Clear, guys? So what you have to do in case if someone is coming to you, hey, I'm unable to connect to SQL server, what you have to do?
We will ask
That's
the
what,
error
yeah.
first.
Send me the error screenshot. Send me the error screenshot. I can help you on that. Send me the error screenshot. If you can see this kind of error, tell them that maybe you are giving a wrong username or wrong password, or you don't have enough permissions. Instead of checking whether SQL services are up and running or not, whether remote connections are enabled or not, instead of wasting our time checking all these things, first check the error. There are 2 different errors. A network related error means all the 8 reasons or whatever we discussed earlier, those can be the problems, or what I can say, reasons. If you are getting a network related error, if you are getting login failed for user error, means permission issues or wrong username, wrong password. In such scenario, you will get this error, guys. Are we good now? Are we good now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is
Yes,
how
sir.
generally you will get the errors. Okay. So I'm connecting to the default instance. If you want to connect to default instance, you have to give the computer name here directly, or as I have already connected in the last week class, so that's why it is showing the name in the drop down. So I'm just using the same name to connect to the default instance. If it is not showing, give the computer name. What are the other names to connect to the default instance, guys? What are the other names we can use to connect to the default instance?
Dot.
Dot.
Dot is there, local host is there.
Dot localhost local.
This is local.
Yes. Okay. Dot localhost local. I asked you to check. There are 2 more ways are there. There are 2 more ways to connect to the SQL server. I asked you. I just gave you the assignment. What are the possible other ways to connect to SQL server? Okay. So now see, I'm getting, even though the computer name is correct, still I'm getting a network related specific error. So in this scenario, what might be the reason?
Network related.
Network related issue. Next.
Remote connection issue.
Remote
The
connection.
service is
Server
not
is not
running.
running.
Services are up and running or
Server is
not?
up.
Very good. Where I have to check whether services are up and running or not?
Configuration.
Virtual box.
Configuration manager we can use, services.ms we can use. So go to services.msc. Now,
Yep.
which instance it is creating the problem? Which instance is creating the problem?
Computer name.
Default
Now
instance.
go to
Computer name.
services.msc. Which service is responsible for default instance? Which main service is responsible
Database
for default?
engine.
Very good. What is the service called? Where you can see the service? Where you
The
can
one
see?
in it.
SQL
MS
Server.
SQL Server.
SQL
This is the
Server
first.
Unknown,
MS.
sir. SQL Server.
Very good, very good,
Yes.
very good. Okay, this one. Is it running now currently?
No,
It's not running.
It's not running. If it is running, it will show you running. Okay, this is running, so I'm able to connect. This is not running, so not able to connect. So how to start? Right click start or select and start. Anything you can do. Right, now it's running, right? Now it's running, right? Go to Management
Yes.
Studio, click OK, click connect again. Now I'm able to connect, right? Is it clear how to fix the connection issues, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shanmugh,
Yes,
Yes.
please.
you have to start always.
No, wrong. Okay, it's a wrong perception. No need to start always. Maybe in the previous week, or for example, Monday, you are unable to connect. Maybe Sunday, a Windows team did some Windows level activities like patching, or network team rebooted the
Okay.
server. Sometimes if you reboot the server, service won't be started automatically. The service startup type is automatic. Okay, so sometimes if it's not started means you have to start it automatically. Okay, you have to start it and then you can come, but it's not every time. Why? Because imagine if the server is in stopped state, application can connect or what? No, right? If application is not able to connect to the running instance, if application is not able to connect to the SQL server, the business will be down, right? So services will be always 24/7. These services should be up and running, guys. Maybe if you do any Windows level activities, kind of stuff, any other activities, network team restarted the server yesterday due to some network related changes and all. Suddenly the services are down. So Monday users cannot connect. You have to go and check why, what is the problem, and then you have to start. So no need to start every day, every why, because imagine 7,000 servers or 9,000 servers I'm managing. Okay. So do I need to start each and every SQL server every day, every minute, every second? Can I start 9,000 servers in a day?
No.
Or in your organization, 100 servers you will manage. 100 servers can you start every time, every day? No, right? These services should be up and running 24/7 by 365 days. If this service is down, application will be down. If application is down, business will be down. If business is down,
We are out of job.
yes, the job will be down. So these services should be up and running continuously, guys. No need to start every time. Any maintenance activities or something goes wrong, then only the services will be stopped. Okay. So now these
Shanmugh,
are the, yes, please.
I have changed one service account. Do I need to change all service accounts for all
No.
services?
No, not required. It's not mandatory. If you want, you can change it.
Okay.
The database engine is main service. If you change the database engine service account, that will be fine. If you want to change it, you can change to every service in the Windows machine, but it's not mandatory to change. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Fine. So now in this way we can connect to SQL Server, guys. Any issues? Any issues, guys? Any doubts? Any questions while connecting to the SQL Server?
No.
Right, fine. So now if you see, this is called Management Studio. This interface you can see is called Management Studio. So once your work is completed, can I close the Management Studio, guys? If I close the Management Studio, something happened to my SQL servers?
Nothing.
No. No.
Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. If your work is there, you will connect. If your work is not there, if your work is completed, you will disconnect. Disconnect doesn't mean that the SQL server stopped. Disconnect means you just disconnected from that particular server. You are coming out from that server. That's it. Okay. So now if you have work, you will just click on connect button. You will choose the instance name and you will connect. Once your work is completed, you will disconnect. Disconnect doesn't mean the service is going to be stopped, guys. It should be up and running. Then only application. See, always one entity is connected to the SQL server. That entity is called an application. It should connect. So if this is stopped, then the application will be down, guys. Very simple. So that's why it's always up and running. If you have work, You will open SSMS, you will connect to the database engine. If your work is completed, or if you don't have work, you will disconnect the instance. Okay, so this is connect button, this is disconnect button, guys. Clear? These are all the instances. You can see in the instance name, there are three parts. One is instance name. Second part is build number. What is
Build
this
number.
number? Build number. What is this, guys? Third part.
Computer name and
Computer name.
Username. Who connected to this instance? Okay, username generally prefixed with computer name. Who connected to this instance? This is your username. So every instance name will have three parts. One is instance name. Second one is build number. Third one is who connected to this. If Suresh is connected, you can see Suresh name here. If Manasa is connected, you can see Manasa name here. If Deepak is connected, you can see Deepak name here. If some other user is connected, you can see the username here. Now I am using administrator account, right? My account is administrator account. See here. You just keep your cursor here. You can see administrator. Now I connected to this server as administrator. So that's why, okay, administrator is there. Clear? Fine. So now how to expand? These are the objects. We can call it as object, guys. This is object. This is object. Everything will call it as an objects only in the server. Everything will call it as an object only. So if you want to expand, double click on this. This is one way of expanding, or if you want to expand, click on the plus symbol also. This is also one way. So either double click will work. Okay. Again, same double click will also help you to minimize, maximize. Okay. Double click, double click. Okay. So or else you can simply click on this plus symbol. So every objects, again, internally, you can see lot of, okay, other objects and all. So you can see there are some features we haven't installed, right? So you'll get the errors. That is very common. See, for example, if it is always on, you are trying to enable, you are trying to open, so it is going to throw the error. Why? Because we haven't yet enabled the always on feature like this. So some of them are going to throw you the error. Don't worry, not an issue. Okay, we haven't completely enabled this. You have to enable this like this. So we'll discuss everything during the sessions, guys. This is called the refresh button. See, you just expanded everything. We just expanded everything, and you just click on this. Okay, select the instance, and if you refresh, all the things will be minimized like this. And whatever you do, whatever changes you do in the SQL Server, every time you have to refresh, guys. If you don't refresh, what will happen? If you don't refresh, what will happen, guys? You don't see the new change. Clear, guys?
It will not get updated.
Yes. Okay, you don't see the new change. SSMS won't be updated, guys. So you don't see the new change, and also always, oh, I'm sorry. always you have to refresh in case if you do any change, and also using this refresh button now, or right click refresh is also there. You can see here, right click refresh also will work. Refresh any number of times you can do. Refresh won't impact anything. That is just a refresh. Okay, refresh won't impact anything. There is another terminology called database refresh that will be discussed in the future classes. Database refresh is something different. Server refresh is something different. Okay, so okay, so that will be covered, guys. So if you do anything to see the change, always you have to habituate to refresh the whole instance. Okay, for example, you just created a new database, guys. If you create a new database, you don't see here immediately. You have to refresh. Select the database. If you refresh it, you can see the new database name here. Okay, that's how. I'll show you the demo. Don't worry. That's how the refresh button will work. And this is your filter. In case if you want to filter something, you can use this filter. I'll show you how the filter and all will work. Just it will help you to filter, guys. Okay, from this you can simply see that one. So this is called filter. Filtering, you know, right? While doing shopping and all, we'll do filters, right? For example, you are doing you are trying to purchase a shirt. So you will filter based on the color, based on the size, based on the garment. Okay, based on the type of the cloth. Like this, we are going to filter, right, in the same way. So you can filter, guys, using this filter button. As SQL Server is up and running, so this will be disabled. Okay, so if it is stopped, this stop button will be enabled, guys. Currently it is running, right? So how to identify whether it is running or not? How to identify? How to identify whether it is running or not?
the database
The connection button is grayed out.
The green
Green.
button is showing
Green.
that it is running.
Okay, fine, very good. Okay, so first thing is the green button is going to highlight. Okay, it's here. If you see here, this is called what is this, guys? Shibin,
database.
Suresh. Shibin, Suresh, what is that icon called? Come on.
Uh, that is definitely not play, but
That is definitely, that I know, that is definitely not a play button. What is the technical word?
yeah.
Up and running.
Mhm. That is not up and running, down and not running. It's not like that. There is a technical word. This is called
Online.
Suresh. Suresh.
Online.
No. Suresh.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
I also think.
How are you, sir? That is called service watcher.
Service watcher.
Okay, service watch. Okay, service watcher will see, we can watch whether service is up and running or not. So that is
Yep.
called service watcher. Clear, guys?
Yep.
That is called service watcher. If it is up and running, you can see a green button here. If it is down, it's not running, you can see a red button like this here. Here, a stop button like this here. Okay, let me show you. Okay, I can even start, stop, and restart the SQL Server using Management Studio also. I can start, stop, restart the SQL Server using Management Studio also. Right click, and if you stop it, just to show you, I'm stopping it, guys. Don't stop in the organization. Okay, so just to show you the demo. Okay, just to show you the demo. Okay, so Shanmukh said we can stop using Management Studio. So let's try in the organization whether it's stopping or not. Don't practice the same things in your organization. We can create a replica of the test environment in our laptop itself. Don't practice all these things in your organization, guys. Okay. So now I told you, right, whatever you do, what you have to do. Whatever
Refresh.
you do, yes, just refresh it. Now you will get the error. See, listen carefully. Refresh is also one command only. So where that command will run? On SQL Server. When it will run? If it is up and running. If it is not up and running, can you run any command? No. That's why if you refresh, you will get very big error. See? Okay. So like this, you'll get the error. So it will change immediately, but it's not changing now. Okay. So now if you want to start it, because of the resources, guys, we are using less resources, right? 3 GB RAM and all. If you're having more resources, okay, 16 GB RAM and all, immediately this will be changed to this kind of stop button. Okay, this kind of stop button will be changed to this kind of stop button. So this is called a service watcher, guys. Okay, now see, I just started. Now I'm able to refresh it. As it is up and running, I'm able to refresh this, guys. Now, I want to run one query, a small query I want to run. Where I can run this? Guys, Management Studio will help you to connect to the running instances. But after connecting, what we are going to do? You
Run
want to
queries.
create, yes, you want to create one object. You want to create a table. You want to create a database. You want to do something. You want to enable something. You want to disable something. You want to
Mhm.
run one script. You have an
Mhm.
action, you have a work item that you have to complete, so that we can
Mhm.
complete using the Management Studio. So now I want to run one query. Okay, I want to see the version of the SQL Server. Okay,
Mhm.
so how to run a query? How to
Query
run a
running
Under new
window is
query.
there.
Pallavi,
On
just tell me.
new query.
Yeah, query run window is there. Control and if you will press
Very
that.
good, Pallavi. Super,
Or
super.
else right click also it will
Very
option
good,
new
very
query.
good. Okay, right click, new query will help you. Or select it, new query will help you. Or select it, Control
Control
N will help you. These are the different ways of opening a query window. Now we are opening a query window, guys. Control plus N. What is that N called?
New tab.
New tab. The same shortcut is there in the Google Chrome also. So I'm just increasing the font so that it will be big. Okay. Now I want to run one query. I want to see the version, guys. How to see the version of the SQL Server?
Select version.
Very good.
Update version.
Select at the rate version.
version.
Guys, small queries, hardly 10 queries like this will be there. You have to remember like this only, very small queries. Don't worry. Select at the rate version will help you to find the version of the SQL Server. Now this is the query, guys. Can I run it directly? No?
Database.
So we have to pass.
Yes.
Yes? No?
Yes. Can.
Yes.
Yes.
Can we run it directly? How to run
Yeah,
it?
yes, sir.
So we have to pass
If
first.
select or run it, or if only one query is there, directly you can run it.
Yeah, we can. If one query is there, one line query is there, directly we can run it. If multiple lines are there, I'll tell you.
Select.
Okay. So select edit version. So again, always remember one thing, that whenever you're running something on the SQL Server, always you have to check whether this is correct or not. Very important. Very important. Two things that you have to check, guys, while running the query. First thing is, on which database you are running. What is database and all, I'll tell you. When you open a new query window, this will be highlighted, guys. This is called database section. All the system related queries can be run on master database. Whenever you are running any query, always check on which database you are running. That query can be a select query, that can be an insert query, that can be an update query, that can be a delete query. But what you have to keep in mind, the very important thing, check on which database it is running. You can check in two ways. One is this will be highlighted here or here also. Clear, guys? So what is the
Yep.
first thing that you have to check before running any queries?
Which database are you running
On
on?
which
On
database
which
you are running?
database
Very
you are
good.
running?
Next, what is the second thing that you have to check?
Which statement?
Right. So
The
whether
parsing
this
is
is
select
correct
on
or
top.
not, whether this is correct or not. So how to check whether this is correct or not? Yes.
That tick button.
Select this whole query, or you can use this cursor. Keep your cursor here at the front of the command. The cursor will be changed like this. Select, just one click will help you to select the whole line. Okay. And this is called parse button. See here, parse. Parser. Parser will, what it will do? What a parser will do?
It will check the query, that is select query or something is there, that optimizer will take the all responsibility and it will check the query is correct or not.
Oh my God,
You'll check whether the syntax is correct or not, or whether any syntax errors are there.
Pallavi is using very big words, optimizer, something.
Actually, I'm from tech background, so I know this about.
Very good, Pallavi, very good. I'm happy. Okay, fine. So, guys, this will tell you, parser will tell you two things. Okay, parser, what it will do? Parser. It will help you. It will help you to check the syntax errors and semantic error. What is syntax and semantic, guys?
Syntax means it is a select query, if it will check, and semantic means it is correct or not, I guess.
You are closer to the answer. Syntax means whether this query is correct or not. So, for example, I can add one more n here. If I added one more n, it's not a correct query, right? It's not a correct query, correct? So, if you want to unlock your phone, you have to give the correct pin. If you don't give the correct pin, definitely it will throw the error. So, you can see here how to identify the errors here. There are 2-3 ways we can identify here. One is if you give the wrong command, here it will highlight using red underline. Okay, so if you see this red underline means there are two reasons. One is it can be a semantic error or it can be a syntax error. Okay, so now you can see it's a completely wrong. If you want to parse it, it will throw you that must declare a scalar variable. This is called syntax error. Syntax means spelling mistakes. Okay, syntax means this is not the command that you have to use, but you are giving a wrong spelling. That is called syntax error. Syntax means spelling. Syntax. Syntax means what can be syntax? Syntax is a method or a standard that we will follow to get the respective output. Okay, that is a standard procedure. You have to give like that only, then only it will unlock. In the same way, you have to give version like this only. See, for example, if you give any space in between, it is an error. See here, at the rate, it is showing the error. It is not correct. If you parse it, it will show you, you must declare a scalar variable. Why? Because, hey, if you want to see the version, type this command. If you are typing something else, I don't know what is the meaning of that. I means SQL Server will feel. I don't know what is the meaning of that. So you have to follow this method. You have to follow this standard. Something else you are following, that is a syntax error. Clear, guys? Simply syntax error is a spelling mistake. Clear? What is semantic error then?
Semantic is more to do with the intention of what you want your query to do versus what it is actually doing. Like, for example, you're writing a query to produce a result, but the query gets executed. So it definitely doesn't have a syntax error or a spelling error or any command error, so to speak. So the query gets executed, but it produces a result that is not what you wanted. I don't know if that's
Okay,
at least
tried.
that's my understanding.
You tried. Okay, thank you for that. You tried. Okay. Now, guys, let me expand this database. Okay, if you go internally, what you can see, master database, I'm expanding. In that, what you can see, tables. If you expand tables again, you can see system tables, sectional tables, graph tables, and all. Forget about all those things. Let's go to system tables. If you expand, you can see some table names. These are the tables that you can see in the master database. Correct, guys? Correct?
Yes.
Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Now, I want to read the data from any one of this table.
Let me.
For example, I want to read. Read means which query you have to use, guys? Select query. Select query will help you to read the data. Okay. Select, I want to read the whole table. Whole means all columns. All columns means I'll give star. This is the standard. This is the format to pull the data. Select star from which table? This table. You can directly drag and drop the table name here. Okay, right. Now, select this command. What you have to do? You have to parse it. Always you have to remember one thing before executing. This is the execute button. Okay. Before executing, always you have to parse it, parse it, parse it. Very important thing. Again, I'm telling guys, before executing, before hitting execute button, always you have to parse it. It will tell you syntax and semantic errors. So let's parse it first. If you see like this, there is no syntax and semantic error. Command completed successfully. Okay. Now let's execute now. You can see the data like this. Okay. Forget about what is this data and all. Forget about, leave it, leave it. We'll discuss later. Leave it. Now, see here. Now, this table is existed in which database?
In master.
Master
Master.
database.
Now,
System database.
yeah, very good. Very good. Good answer, Beja. Okay. Now, I'm changing this context from master to model. Okay, guys. So in the model database, do we have this table? Let's check it. Model, tables, system
No.
table. No, I don't see any table in the model database. I suppose to run this on master. Unknowingly or wrongly, I'm running this on model. My table is existed in the master, but I'm selecting model. So am I going to get the output, guys?
No.
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 What it is
No.
saying?
Invalid object.
Very good. This is called semantic error. What is semantic error, guys? Syntax means spelling mistakes or command is wrong, query is wrong and all. Semantics means if the objects are not existed in that particular database, that is called semantic error. See, query wise, let me show you. Query wise, it is correct only. Query is correct only. but this is not existed in that particular database where you are running this. In the model you are running this, but where you supposed to run this? Okay, where you supposed to run this? In the master you have to run it. Forget about, guys, forget about all these things, master, model and all. I'll tell you what is master, what is model and all. So semantic means if the object is not existed, then that is called your semantic errors and all. Okay. So now if I am executing this, while executing, it will simply throw you the error invalid object name. But this object is existed in the master. You should select master here and then you have to select it and then you have to execute it. But instead of master, you are running on model. So if the objects are not existed, then that is called semantic errors, guys. Okay, clear?
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah. So this is how, again, I'm refreshing. Yes, yes, please.
You know, you said that you have to click on parse button.
Yes, yes.
It tells us what the wrong is. Okay. Even though if we did not click on parse button, if you directly click on execute
It's
button, it will
again,
show.
that's
It will
what.
show that.
Yeah, that's what.
Why
Parse
should
is
we
not
use that parse?
mandatory. Parse is not mandatory, but it's for your purpose. It's not mandatory to select parse button. Okay. It's very important to check any syntax. For example, this is one line only, Sudhakar. In the organization, 500 lines of script will be there. You cannot go and check each line, guys. Where is the error? Where is the error? Where is the error? You'll select the whole script and you will parse it. It will simply throw you the error. So before executing, say, imagine in that 500 lines of script, parts it is executing. In the first part, it is executing some insert. In the second part, it is doing some update. In the third part, it is running some select. So first and second part executed successfully without parsing it. Without parsing it, you just click on execute button. First, second part successfully executed, third part it is not executing. Then it will create a problem, right? Clear? So that's why it is always good to parse it so that you can check where is the error, exact error and all. Are we good, guys? It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory, but it's good to have, good to check whether any errors are there in your script, in your query. So for that, we will use parse button, guys. Good now?
Yep.
Chalo,
Yeah.
okay. So let's take a break, come back after 15 minutes and we'll discuss other things, guys.
Shanmugh, just one last question on this semantic error. So it has absolutely got nothing to do with the fact that you run a query, the query runs, but it doesn't produce the intended result, is not a form of semantic error.
No, that is not the one.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Okay. Okay, guys, we'll discuss after the break. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah. Sankati joined from 2 devices, huh?
Shanmugh, I'm unable to see tracker.
Yeah, actually, because today I'm in the class in Mumbai.
Okay.
Because I'm not able to. I'm on the way towards the office.
Okay, no problem. Nagi, it just created Nagi. Okay, so I'll give the access to everyone. No one is having access on tracker till now. Okay. Yeah, morning only it was created, but after the class, I'll give you the access.
And one more doubt, it will
Yeah.
be compatible with SQL Server or Windows 8.1?
Yeah. 8.1 is fine, no issues. See, 8.1 also, Windows 7 also you can use to install SQL Server, to install Oracle VirtualBox and all, no issues. Okay, but in that you have to create a virtual machine and then on top of that you have to use your Windows Server. On top of that you have to install the SQL Server.
Once we install the SQL Server and virtual machine, we update the Windows 8 to 10.
Nothing will
It will be
happen.
fine.
Yeah.
It will be fine.
It will be fine, nothing will happen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Questions, guys? Questions, doubts? Right. So go to the server again, right? So now we can see, guys, this is how generally. So always before running any query, what you have to do, guys? What is the mandatory thing that you have to do before running any query?
We have to parse the query.
Parse it, parse it, parse it. Okay, it's very important, guys. Parse it. Then it will tell you the syntax errors and all. And when you execute this is the execute button. Then you can see the output, guys. This is the output. This is called query executor, and this is called output pane. What is this, guys? Output pane.
Pane.
Okay, pane means in the sense window kind of thing. So in this place, you can see the output, guys. Here, you can just give your query, or you can copy paste your script, whatever it is. Query means a single line command. Script means more than one line. You can call it as a script, guys. Okay. So now you can just adjust this output pane also. Query window. You can adjust this object. This is called Object Explorer, guys. What is this? This is called Object Explorer. Object Explorer will show you the SQL servers. Okay. Object Explorer. Object will tell you, right? Object means everything is an object, right? Everything is an object. Explorer means which is going to explore. Each and every object will explore, right? So that is called Object Explorer. Here, guys, in the Object Explorer section, we can see all the SQL servers. This is called query window. This section is called query window. This Object Explorer, you can just maximize like this. You can minimize like this, whatever you want, like based on your comfortable. You can just adjust this. If you want, you can close this also, but sometimes if you close this again, you have to dock it. So from this tools section, you can get the Object Explorer, guys. Again, if you want, or go to view, okay, view Object Explorer, like this also you can get it, not from tools, from view section. In case if someone by mistake closed this Object Explorer, okay, if someone by mistake closed this Object Explorer, you can get it from the view section. Click on Object Explorer also will help you, okay, to get the Object Explorer, guys. This is called query window. Okay, this also you can adjust like this. Okay, if you click here in the middle, the cursor will be changed like this. You can adjust like this up. You want to see complete output, you can just adjust. You want to see complete script, you can adjust like this. So you can adjust like this, guys. Okay, you can see here. Okay, this is your query window where you can write your queries, execute your queries. This is your output pane. Output pane again will have multiple tabs. Results tab and messages tab. Messages tab will help you. How many rows? See, for example, here you can see one row, right? So you can see one row affected. Like this, when it was completed and all, you can see in the messages tab. Some extra tabs also will be added here sometimes, like execution plans and all also will be added here. So in the output pane, generally you can see tabs, guys. Okay, the tabs, based on that, you can see the result, right? So Shanmukh, I don't want a message like this. I want, okay, in a printable version. So there is another query called print.
Print.
Okay, print also will help you. Same output, but you got this as a tabular format, right? So select will give you in the tabular format. Print will give you in the printable format, like this. Okay, it will give you in the printable format. So like this, the whole information you can see in one window itself. Earlier you can see messages and something is there, right? What is that? Results and messages. Now when you use print section, you can see only messages. Everything will be in the text format like this, guys. So not important, but it's just extra stuff and all. Okay. So like this, you can also run the queries, guys. I just want to tell you one thing, that before running the query, always you have to parse the query and then execute the query. It's a good practice, guys. Just habituate to parse it and to execute the queries, guys. Okay, are we good now? Any questions till now?
Sir, we can use in model database the same query.
No. This system queries sometimes see, it's not like it will throw you the error. You can use it. It won't throw you the error. Okay, it will still give you the output. But the thing is, some queries will throw you the error, especially like select queries, insert, update, delete query. These kind of queries, definitely it needs respective database only. Okay, these kind of general queries, versioning and all, so you want to check the version and all, these kind of general queries, whatever database you select, it will give you the output. No issues. It doesn't. Why? Because it's difficult to remember on which database what kind of queries I have to run. Okay, it's very difficult. So
these are all the system data, system queries, right?
Yes. So you can run this These kind of queries you can run it anywhere. Okay, system related queries and all. You can run it on any database. But just to give you a hint, so Shanmukh, you said you have to select the database, right? Not now. Not now. But before executing, two important things are there. One is parse always. Second one is on which database it is executing. These two are very important. But these kind of small queries you can run on any database. Okay.
If select it in any database, that is also that time also we get it.
No. That's
Suppose
what.
here one database is there.
Here, this has to be run on model only. Why? Sorry, this has to be run on master only. Why? This was existed in the master. If you are trying to run on model, now I am trying to run on model, it will throw you the error. There is no such
The
object.
object type is not.
Yes. Okay. So that's why for that, for some queries, check the database. For some queries, don't check the database. I cannot tell you, right? So that's why it's always good to check the database name before executing any query. Clear, guys?
Shanmukh, the above line can execute on any database, right? Print to
Correct. Okay, guys, are we good now?
Yep.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
sir,
Shiba.
what is the difference? Means which type of query we should go for model, which type of query
That's what, Pooja. That's what. There is no such question. Which type of query you have to run on model, which type of query you have to run on master. That's what just now we discussed one point. I cannot tell you these queries run on master, these queries run on model. No. If you are pulling the data related to the tables, always keep in mind about the database name. If you are running a general query at any database, you can run it. Going forward, slowly you will get an idea where I have to run the queries, on which database I have to run it. If you are trying to run, very simple. I'll give you one hint. Select, insert, update, delete queries. You can run on the respective database. Okay. And that too, you are trying to read a table. This is a table name. Again, I'll tell you, okay, what is table and all. So this is a table. This is existed on the respective database. So for that purpose, you have to use the database, respective database only. You are pulling something else, some generalized data you want to see. Okay, so that you can run on any database. Like system related queries, you can run on any database. Okay, specific table related queries you have to run on the specific database only. This is the shortcut, but going forward you'll get an idea. Okay, going forward you'll get an idea. Fine, guys. Fine. So now everyone, is it clear? Object Explorer, output pane, query executor.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now,
and Shanmukh, one last question in terms of the select and print, except for the fact that the print command basically projects it in a message format, there is no other utilization, so to speak. Is there?
Yes.
Because the select provides it in a tabular format, print provides in a message format.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, guys. Okay. So now what we can do, let's create one table. Okay. Before creating the table, first let's understand where I have to create this table. Okay. Where this table actually stored, how this will be stored, in what format it will be stored. Let's discuss first. Then later, maybe in the next session, we'll start creating the tables and all. Okay. So I want to create a table. Everyone knows that table is a
row and column.
Collection of rows and columns.
Collection of rows and columns, or collection of
information of
related data entries. Okay, very good. Information is also a correct answer. Okay, fine. So table is a collection of rows and columns. Now I want to create this table. Where this table existed, guys?
In a database.
Database.
Very good. Very good. Super. Very good. In a database, it will be existed. Nice. Fine. Now, where this database will be existed?
Under the instance.
Very good. Instance. Super. Nice.
Server.
Yeah. Where this instance existed, guys?
Under the server.
Under the
Server.
Windows machine. Under the Windows machine. So now let's try to understand the logical hierarchy and physical hierarchy.
Perfect.
Means how the table will be stored logically, how the table will be stored physically, you have to understand, guys. Okay, you have to understand. Very important. So logical, let's cover later. Control X, will keep it here. Physical hierarchy, how the table is existed, in what way the table will be existed. Let's cover with the physical hierarchy first. As you know that first machine, right? Inside the machine, instance will be there, correct guys? Inside the instance, next.
Database.
Right, very good, very good, very good. Inside the instance, we'll have the database. Very good, next.
Table.
Inside the database, directly tables will be existed.
Schema.
No, that is logical hierarchy.
Logical, okay.
Under
Okay.
table.
Data's entries.
Very good, okay. Inside the database, again, database is divided into two sections. One is data files
And log file.
and log files. I'll tell you what is data file, log file and all. Okay, data file and log file. Fine. So log file, we'll discuss it later. Now that database, inside the database, data files will be there. Inside the data files,
Extent.
Okay. Data, very good, very good. Okay. Inside the data files, we will have extents. I'll tell you what is extent and all. Inside the extent, we will have
Page.
pages. On that page, the table will be created. This is how physically tables will be existed, guys. Physically. Let me show you in a pictorial way so that you will have an idea. I'll try to open that. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Very simple only. Very simple. So before creating the tables, you should know, right, all these things and all. So that's why I'm just opening D drive and SQL data, E drive, SQL Server. You don't see anything on the screen, guys. Don't worry. Class notes. Just a minute, it's loading. Okay. So now can you see the picture, guys, on your screen?
Yes.
The same what we discussed in the document, the same. Okay, the same. This is the pictorial way. That's it. So if you see this inside the SQL Server, I mean to say SQL Server is an instance. Instance will be there. Inside the instance, database. Inside the database, there is a concept called file groups. I'll tell you what is this file group and all. Inside the file group, if you go, forget about this log files, I'll tell you. Inside the file groups, if you go, you can see data files. Inside the data files, if you go, you can see extents. This is called, this purple color is called extent. If you go inside that purple or extent, you can see pages, guys. What is that? What is that?
Pages.
Page. So if you're trying to create any table, okay, for example, you're creating an employee table. Your employee table will be created on this page, guys. You're inserting the table. So imagine there are 100 records are there in this table. Okay, this page is enough. But you are keep on inserting the data. Again, SQL Server will allocate this page to the table, guys, to the employee table. Are we good now? Everyone, is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, where is your table created, guys? Where is your table created?
In pages.
Pages.
Yes. Physical. This is the physical architecture of the SQL Server. This can be an employee table. This can be employee table. This can be a student table. This can be a sales table. This can be some other table. But whenever you are creating a table, what SQL Server will allocate you, guys? What is the mandatory thing? What is the mandatory thing you should have before creating any table? Tell me, guys.
Memory.
Page.
Yes.
Page.
Is a basic storage unit of a SQL Server. What is that, guys? What is that? Page is a basic
storage unit of a SQL Server.
Whenever you are creating any table, first SQL Server will allocate what? What it will allocate, guys?
A page.
It will allocate a page.
The pages.
Just now we discussed,
Pages.
right? Without page, I cannot create the table. Are you getting the point, guys? Without page, I cannot create the table. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
But where the pages existed?
In extents.
In an extent. So without extent, can I create the table?
No.
No. Where the extent existed?
In
Data files. Without data files, can I create?
No.
Where these data files existed? In the file groups.
Database.
Where these file groups existed? In the database. So if I want to create a table, what I should have? Database I should have. Inside the database, file groups and all will be created automatically. Data files and all will be created automatically. Extents and all will be created automatically. Pages also will be created automatically. So Shanmukh, do I need to create all these things to create a database or table? No. This mechanism will be taken care by the SQL Server, guys. You should understand this mechanism. That's it. No need to create any file groups. No need to create any extents. No need to create any pages. By default, you will get it. Is it clear, guys? Everyone, this is called physical hierarchy. What is this, guys?
Physical hierarchy.
Physical
hierarchy means how your table will be stored physically. How your table will be stored physically. This is called physical hierarchy. How your table will be stored logically. That is called logical hierarchy. Are we good, guys? Now I'll show you all these objects. I'll show you. So in a Windows machine, instance will be there. In the instance, database will be there. In the database, file groups and log files will be there. In the file groups, data files will be there. In the data files, extents will be there. In the extents, pages will be there. So whenever you create any table, SQL Server will allocate a page for you. What is the size of the page, guys? Can you see on the screen?
8 KB.
8 KB.
8 KB. What is the size of the page? In the interview question, in the interviews they will ask you guys, what is the size of the page? This is, to be frank, this is too internal, guys. Too internal. Okay, so maybe if you are going more than 7 years, 8 years experience, they will ask you these questions. Okay.
So it is a default size. 8 KB is a
Yes,
default
it's a
size.
default size. It's a default size. You
So
cannot
we
change
can.
it.
Oh,
You cannot increase or you cannot decrease it.
So if we have a database or table is more than 8 KBs, so how we are going to save that particular?
You are using a book, right, Pallavi?
No.
No, not now. For example, if you're using a book, right? If one page is full, what you will do? You will throw the book,
next page.
No, next page.
right? You will turn the page and you will write it. And if that is completed, next. So now you can see, right?
Yes,
This is
yes.
one page. If this is full, SQL Server will allocate this page. If this
How
is
many
also full,
pages will
SQL
be
Server will
allocated
allocate this
for
page.
at a time?
At a time? At a time, how many pages will be allocated? Tell me. Guess
It
it.
depends on data will be received.
Correct.
Pages.
Correct. You know, right? At a time, how much you can drink, at a time, how much you can eat means depends upon your capacity. In the same way, here also, at a time, what is the size of the table depends upon the size of the table, it will allocate. If you're having 100 records, it will allocate one page. It's not like again 100 records. A record can be small, a record can be big. Are you getting the point? So Shanmukh said 100 records, one page. No, not 100 records, one page. If the record is very big, so it can take up to one page, it can take half page, it can take 25% of the page, it can take 10%. So it depends upon the data. SQL Server will keep on adding the pages to your data file. Are you getting the point now, Nagi?
Yes,
So
yes.
how many pages? SQL Server won't give you 100 pages to employee table. Why? Why? Because you might insert only a single record. So single record, if it is allocating 100 pages, you are wasting 99 pages, right? You are wasting the storage, right? Storage and memory is the very precious objects in the organization. So SQL Server, it's like a, if you are eating, chalo, I'll give it to you. No problem. If you want extra, yeah, Dimitri, please be muted. Dimitri.
Sama give chemical. What's that take chemical give?
Right. Okay. So it's like that. If you are eating, if your table is growing, why? Because in your table today 100 records, tomorrow 1000 records, day after tomorrow 1 million records. If the table size is growing, SQL Server will keep on adding pages to your table, guys. So Shanmukh, from where it will add? Right? This is the question, right? From where it will add?
I think it was page number 1, 2.
From your existing empty free space in your drive. Okay. If your drive itself is full, then you have to extend the drive. If that is also full, you have to add the new drive. Now, is it clear, Nagi? Now, is it clear how much it will allocate, how it will allocate? Is it clear? Depends upon your usage only to allocate.
Shanmukh, one question. Is there any limit or it is depend upon our memory?
No limit. It depends upon your storage. Not memory. Memory is different, storage is different.
Yes.
It depends upon your, see here, for example, I'll show you the live example. Let me clear this drawing.
So before that, one small question, sir.
Yes, Suresh.
Sir, in that 8 KB is, if I have 10 columns and 10 rows, it would be one page might be sufficient.
No, you cannot say, Suresh, in a single column, you are storing the address. How much it will take? Address is a very lengthy, right?
Yes, sir.
Very simple thing I'll tell you, right? See, I'm creating a table. Create.
Shanmukh, can you just repeat Suresh's question, please?
1 minute, 1 minute. He is saying if can I create 10 columns or 10 records in the single page?
No, sir. That was not my question. I will complete it, sir. So
Okay.
now there are 8 KB in each pages.
Right.
So I'm creating one small table, 10 columns, 10 records. That will be fine. So if I'm creating some 300 columns, so then the pages will add based on the columns or based on the records?
Correct. Based on your usage, it will be added. Based on your usage, whether it is columns or records, same. If your table, simple thing, if your table is extending either by columns or records, if that page is full, SQL Server will allocate another page.
Okay, sir.
Very simple thing.
And the allocation is going to happen in the units of 8 KB
Pages.
each.
Correct. Very good.
It will not happen as if, okay, we add 5 columns more, so we
It will
only
not
need
allocate.
2
It will
KBs,
not
so
allocate.
8 plus 2.
No. It will not allocate small amount from that 8 KB. No. If
No
that
installments.
8 KB no installments. It
Yeah.
is
Full cash payment.
if it is 8 KB is full, so take one more 8 KB. Why?
Yeah.
Because page is not shareable. You cannot create 2 tables on a single page. Listen carefully. You cannot create 2 tables or multiple tables on a single page. One table, one page. If that page is not sufficient, SQL Server will allocate one more page. Are you getting the point? But okay, you created a small employee table with one column. There are again out of 8 KB means how much, guys? How much? What is the size of 8 KB? Can anyone tell me? How many bits?
1020.
1020. Yeah, 8 KB means. What is 1 KB size?
1 bit equal to 8 bytes.
How many bits is equal to a byte?
1 bit equal to 8
Thousands.
bytes.
1 bit.
Oh.
1024 bytes.
1 byte. Like that, 8 bytes is equal to
8,000.
024.
8192. Okay. Out of 8192 bytes, you are creating a table. I'm giving a small example, guys. Very simple. Just try to concentrate. If you are not getting chalo, no issues. Leave it. No one will ask you all these things. Extra subject, extra, what I can say. Okay, add-ons. That's it. Creating a table. Okay, I'm creating a table. Create table employee with while creating, I have to give a column, right? Employee ID. Okay, employee ID. Integer. Okay, integer you are giving. So when you give integer will have one value. This is a data type. Imagine integer is taking 10. So this 10 bytes, it will subtract from here. 8192 minus 10.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Venkat, please.
8 bits is equal to 1 byte, sir.
8 bits is equal to 1 byte.
Yes, sir.
1 minute. 8 KB, I'm sorry. 8 bits is equal to 1 byte only. Here. KB, right? KB means what?
Yes, sir.
Kilobytes.
Kilobytes.
So the
Kilobytes.
value is correct only. 8 KB. 1 KB is equal to how much? 1024, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for correcting. 1 KB is equal to 1024 bytes. Now this is clear? 8 KB. 8 into 1024. Okay. Are we good now? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So now you are creating a table with a single column, which is around 10 bytes it is using. Okay. Narayan Reddy, please be muted. Right. Now, okay, 10 bytes it is using still. Again, 8192 bytes also, don't expect everything it will be used. Page header will be there. Some section it will use page header. Row offset will be there. That you can see in the page architecture. So imagine in the under 8192, it's using 10 bytes. Okay, it's using 10 bytes. So how much it will be? 8192 minus 10 bytes, 8182, right? So as 8182 free space is there, SQL Server won't use the same page to create second table. That's it. Once this employee table is created on this page, that's it. Even though there is a free space in the page, it don't use it for another table to create. So minimum one page is equal to one table. Are you getting the point, guys? Minimum one page is equal to one table. If your table is not sufficient, if your page is not sufficient, the employee table is increasing now. Tomorrow, someone is adding some extra columns. Someone is adding some extra records. SQL Server. Earlier, employee table stored on single page, right? One page, right? So SQL Server will allocate one more page. SQL Server will keep on allocating one more page, one more page, one more page, one more page. Depends upon the data. It will keep on adding one page, guys. Are you getting the point? But on a page, on a single page, how many tables we can store, guys?
One table.
One table.
One table. Again, I'll write the same thing here. A page cannot be shared between multiple objects. A page can't be shared between multiple objects. Okay? The same thing what we discussed. If there is a free space, still that will be used for a single table only. Even though there is a free space in the table, it don't allocate that free space to another table. SQL Server will give another page to a new table. You cannot create multiple tables on a single page, but that single table can be created on multiple pages. You cannot create multiple tables on a single page, but a single table can be created on multiple pages. I guess it's clear to everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, very
Yes,
simple,
sir.
very simple. A page cannot be shared between multiple objects. Means a page is equal to one table, one page, one table. If it is small, it will accommodate in a single page. If it is big, SQL Server will allocate an extra page to the table. Are you getting the point, guys? Employee table can sit on 100 pages. Correct? Why? Because it depends upon the size of the records. SQL Server will keep on adding the pages. It can sit on 100 pages, 1000 pages, 2000 pages. Means one table can use multiple pages, but multiple tables cannot sit on a single page. Is it clear now? Is that point valid?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Are we good now?
Yep.
Right? So now, if I want to create a table, what I should have? A page. If I want to have a page, extent. If I want to have an extent data file, if I want to have a data file, I need a file group. If I need a file group, I need a database. So this is how physically the data will be stored. I'll show you physical architecture. Okay. So now if I want to create a table, what I should have? A database.
You
How
should
to
have a
create?
database.
Right, I'll show you how to create a database now. We can create in two ways. One is GUI, another one is CUI. Okay, command. Guys, in SQL Server, everything we can achieve in two ways. One is GUI, graphical user interface. Second one is QUI, command user interface. Your wish. No one will ask you, hey, please write a query to create a database. No one will ask you. If you are comfort in GUI, you can create in GUI only. So how to create a database? If you expand this, you don't see any extra databases, right? I want to create a new database. Right click on new database. Right click on databases. You can see new database option. Okay. So now you will get one window. Listen carefully. This will be explained again in the next session. I'll just give you a brief. Now, every object will have a name, right? Should have a name. So database you are creating, give one name of the database. So tell me which name you want me to create. Any application name. Tell me any application name.
Batch 53.
Dell production.
Which one, Balavi? Production.
Dell production.
Dell production. Very good, very good. Super. Super. Okay. DUCTION. Dell production. Right. Now see here. Again, I'll remove this Control X. See. I told you, right? Whenever you create a database, I told you, hey, you don't need to do all these things. This is just to understand. SQL Server internally will do all these things. You don't need to allocate Shanmukh, which page I have to allocate page number. Tell me the page number I'll allocate. No. SQL Server will take care of it. SQL Server will take care of the pages. SQL Server will take care of the extents, data files, file groups. Everything will be taken care by SQL Server. You have to simply create a database. That's it. So when you create a database, listen carefully. When you create a database, by default, two files will be created. This is mandatory, guys. First file is data file. Second file is log file. I'll tell you what is the use of the data file, what is the use of the log file. Temporarily, you can imagine data file is a storage, log file is a memory, RAM. Data file is a ROM, log file is a RAM. Sorry, ROM, read-only memory, and RAM. I'll tell you guys, I'll give you in the next class, I'll explain, don't worry. Temporarily, you can imagine like this. Right. So by default, you will get these two files. Without these two files, it's impossible to create a database. Is it clear, guys? Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Without these two files, it's impossible to create the database. So now I'm just copy pasting Dell production here. See here, two entries, two files. This is data file entry, this is log file entry. When I type Dell production, see here, it will type here automatically. This is data file name, this is log file name. See, Dell production. Dell production data file name. So how to identify, Shanmukh, which one is data file, which one is log file? You can easily identify. You can see on the screen, right? Data file, you don't see any extension. Log file, you can see underscore log. If you expand also, you can see file type, rows data, which is data file, log, which is log file. I told you, right? A file group is mandatory. So SQL Server itself will create a file group where these files existed. Where these files existed, guys? Where these files existed? File group, right? These data files should be existed on the file group, right? Correct, guys?
Yes.
So automatically, primary is a default file group in the SQL Server. So SQL Server will add primary file group. Log file, is there any file group concept? No, not applicable. That's why it was separated here in the diagram. Primary file groups and log files. But in the primary file group, data files will be created, but log files are not part of the file groups. There is no file group concept for log file. Okay, now if you see here, that's why for log file, file group is not applicable. But for data file, file group is mandatory. By default, SQL Server will create a file group called primary file group. Is it clear, guys, now? Now is it clear? Everyone?
Yes, Shanmukh.
Yes.
What about others? People are
Yes.
not responding?
Yes, sir.
Right. Initial
Yes.
size, auto growth. See, now see here. Forget about these two values. I'll explain later. We don't have that much time. Okay. So in the next class, I'll explain. So now file. File means what? A notepad is a file. A Word document is a file. Something is a file. So file means it has to store in one location, right? Correct?
Yes.
So that location is called your path. This is the default path. If you want, you can store in the same default location. Let me open this default location. Let's see whether you can see any files or not. Okay, I'm opening in the run. See, now you can see some files. I'll show you. It's opening. Yeah. Can you see Dell production files here? Can you see Dell production files here?
No, because it's not created.
No. But what are these files? What are these files?
This master
database.
Very good. System database files. I told you, right? Every database will have data file and log file. We have master data file and log file. You can see here. Master data, master log. Model data file and model log file. Model log file. This one. MSDB data file and MSDB log file.
But here
TempDB.
not there in
Forget.
underscore.
Nagi, wait. We'll discuss later. Okay, I'll tell you. First, let me complete this. TempDB data file, TempDB log file. Okay, so as these databases are already created, you can see the data file and log file here. Dell production is not yet created, right? So that's why you cannot see here. So once you click OK here, then two files with the Dell production data file, Dell production underscore log file will be created in that location. Is it clear now? Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Nagi. Now you can ask your question. Yeah.
Here log file, it's not underscore not there.
You see, I'll tell you, this is called a physical file name. This is logical file name, physical file name. This is what you can see here. That is a physical file name. That's why underscore log you cannot see. Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'll tell you. Now I'm minimizing. So in this location, I'm creating the database. So Shanmukh, you said it will allocate, right? From where it will allocate? My files are created in which drive, right, guys? These
C
files
drive.
are C drive, right? So if this file is growing, imagine this file is growing. This is created in the C drive. How much it can grow? How much it can grow? Hardly.
24.
No. Your answer is almost correct, but check it.
6.9.
Why? Because the free space is, see, in your book, if 10 pages are there, if it is a 100-page book, if 10 pages are free pages, you can write only 10 pages, right? You cannot say on 100 pages you can write.
Yes.
No, the available free space is 10 pages, so you can write only on 10 pages. If that book is completely, if it's full, what you will do? You have to write at any cost. What you will do? If the page is full, you will go to next page.
Yes.
If the whole book is full,
Then
go to next book, new book.
New book.
I can buy next book.
Correct. In the same way, I am storing the data file in this C drive. The data file, it will keep on adding 8 KB, 8 KB, 8 KB, but until when? Until there is a free space in the C drive. Once this free space is full, you can extend the drive. If that is also full, you can add the new drive. That is how it will work. Now, is it clear from where it will allocate the pages? Storage, is it clear now? Everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we good now? Why?
Yes.
Because now the physical file will be created here. I'll show you now. Let me show you. A physical file will be created here. So if you keep on dumping the data inside that file size will increase. Till what point it can increase? Till there is a free space in the drive. If this is completely occupied, then we'll ask Windows team, hey, Windows team, C drive is completely full. Please add some extra storage. They will add some 25 GB more. That is also full. Again, 100 GB more. Again, 200 GB more. Again, 1000 GB more. Like that up to some extent. I'll tell you later. Up to some extent they will allocate. So Shanmukh, the whole drive is full. You cannot extend now. Then they will allocate another drive. Now is it clear from where it is getting all 8 KB pages?
Yes.
Are we good, guys, now? This is how the mechanism will be. Guys, if it is a first class, if you don't understand, please don't mind. Okay, that will be like go to the previous sessions first and then you can simply understand all these things. But again, it's not mandatory. No one will ask questions. It's just an internals. You have to understand, right? If the drive is full, if the file is full, how to handle, you have to understand. That's why we are discussing all these things. I can directly see creation of database is 30 seconds work. Create database, database name will create the database. But if you don't know what and all internal things that's happening while creating the database, how the data is stored internally, how you can troubleshoot, right? That's why we are discussing all these things. But if you don't get it, nothing to worry. No one will ask any questions on this. Maybe they can ask you what is the size of the page, what is the size of the extent, what is space and all. That's it. Up to that extent they can ask, but all these things they don't ask. Okay. This is like extra cheese. Fine, guys. So now
Shanmukh, just one quick question, if you don't mind, please. If you could just go back to the previous page that you had opened where you had the sizes, right? So let's say if somebody asks you, okay, here's a table in one of the databases.
Okay.
Tell me what is the size? How many pages is this
we can do
database
that. There is a query.
using?
DBCC log info.
Okay.
DBCC
Okay,
log info will give you how many pages a table is allocated. Okay, or on how many pages it was created, it will give you DBCC page info.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, are we good? So if you want, you can create in the C drive. No, Shanmukh, I don't want to create in the C drive. C drive OS files are there. I'll create in separate drive. Chalo, click on browse button. If you have D drive, select the D drive and create your data file in the D drive. Okay, like this you can create. File name, you can leave it blank. Automatically it will create a physical name. Okay, now I'm clicking OK. Other options will be discussed later in the evening session. Click OK. Done. Okay, chalo, database is created now. It is executing. You can see here the query is executing. Now let's wait for a minute. Don't take that much time because of some server issues. It is taking this much time, guys. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Shanmukh.
Yeah, Josh, tell me.
Is there any issue like we can create the data files and the log files in a different drives?
No, that is a recommended practice in the organization. Yeah, we don't create all the files in one drive. Why? Because if the drive is full, database won't be accessible. So the recommended practice is data files will create in one drive, log files will create in another drive. Like that will create different files, different drives. Chalo, yeah, there is an issue. Okay, I'll tell you the solution. Don't worry. As of now, what I can do. Okay, let me do one thing. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Okay, SP who to. Okay, don't worry. What I'm doing now, I have to close model database connections. Okay, so kill 59. Don't worry. I'll explain everything in the future classes. Okay, cannot kill your own process. Right click, new query, kill 59. Done. Now go to this and click OK. Forget about it, guys. What I did, forget about it. I just opened a model connection. You should know what is model and all. That's why it's not creating, it throws the error. So now I just created a database, right? Select the database. Always you have to refresh. See, Dell production is created. And go to the files. You can see two physical files now. Dell production _log. Now, if you are creating any table, physically it will be created in the data file. This is data file, this is log file. Okay, so physically it will create in this file. So this you can see 8192 KB. As of now, it gave 8 KB, right? This is 8192 KB. Where is this folder? So you are creating a big table. Your 8192 KB is completely full. Then SQL Server will keep on adding storage. But from where it is going to add? From your free space in the drive. From your free space in the particular drive. In the C drive, 7 GB is there, right? So this file can grow up to 7 GB. After that, the drive is full, so it cannot grow. So what you have to do, you have to request Windows team to extend the drive. So all these things we'll discuss slowly. Okay, so this is how you can create the database, guys. Clear? These files will be created when you create any database. Any database, these two files are mandatory. Good, guys. Are we good now?
That 8192 is default one.
It's a default one. Yes, it's a default one. That we can change it while creating. Also, you can change it. Guys, are we good? The physical hierarchy of the table. Okay. SQL Server.
Yes.
Can anyone tell me? First
is the
Machine.
Windows machine.
Virtual machine. Very good. Next.
After
Instance
that,
name.
Instance. Very good. Next.
Database name.
After that,
Database.
it is the
File group,
Very good. File groups. Next.
Extents.
File group. Directly.
data
extend
file,
Yes.
File group inside file.
Data file,
Data
then
file.
data
extend.
file,
Data file. Extend. Inside
Extents
extend.
and page.
Page is
Pages.
Page is a basic.
Yeah.
Page is a basic.
Basic unit of storage.
Very good.
basic unit of storage of a
Very good.
database.
What is the size of the page?
8 KB.
8 KB.
Can we change the page size?
No.
Oh.
No.
Can we change the page size in 2022?
No.
SQL Server 2022.
No.
No.
Latest version. Check it. Think about it. The latest version. Is there any chances or provision to change the page size in the latest version? Think it, guys. This is how interviewers will confuse you. In any version, whether latest or old version, the page size is 8 KB only. They are going to test your confidence. That's it. This is the design of the Microsoft. Okay, this is the architecture design of the Microsoft. It won't be changed in the future versions also. So the page size is 8 KB. That is fixed, guys. In any version, that is 8 KB only. Okay, chalo, are we good, guys, now? Right. If we are good, that's it for tonight, and tomorrow we'll connect. Or for US people, it will be tomorrow. For Indians, it will be today evening, 7 PM IST. Okay, for US people, tomorrow morning. Okay, 9:30 AM EST, guys. Okay. Thank you all. We'll connect in the next
And
session.
same link will be for evening.
Yes, as of now.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Sharma.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yes, Sharma.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.